Good afternoon, everybody. How are y'all doing? Welcome to Spiritual Discoveries with Angie and Friends. My name is Angie Abt. I'm a registered Lily Dale medium. And with me today is my friend, so much more, Susi Rosinski. Hi, Susie.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me, Angie. It's so nice. So
Uh, Thank
nice.
you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on. I love talking to you. We don't get to see each other. We've known each other for a long time. We don't get to see each other often.
Not nearly enough.
I know. So, you know what? I want to say to everybody too, Happy Mother's Day. I
Yeah,
hope everybody's having a wonderful Mother's Day today. And we can
yes.
say happy, and I would say, Susie, too, a good thing to say is Happy Mother's Day to pet owners too, because I feel like I'm a mother to my children and to my dogs.
Oh, absolutely. The animals look to us for everything, right? So, yes, you are definitely a mother or father to your pets.
For
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah, they give us like we give them so much, they depend on us, but they give us a lot too.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. I just saw I'm sure this has to be for you, one of your favorite things in Lilydale has to be the pet cemetery where they honor pets.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
I love, going there. It's so peaceful and calming. um,
Oh.
uh, the nature. So nature nurtures, and that's um, the aspect I think of qigong that sometimes gets pushed away. It's not as prevalent as I would like it to be. That
And
we
you're talking about animal
greater
chicken?
connection, greater connection to nature and the animals. Right, right.
Yeah.
One of
Yes. Yeah.
the very first forms was called Five Animals Play. That was an actual Qigong form pretending to move like the animals because the animals were healthy. They were healthier than the people. So that,
Really?
that was
Really?
that was one of two original forms. The other one was eight brocades, and they have survived. So qigong, the movements have survived 3,000, 5,000 years. I mean, it's a long time anyway.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So for anybody that's on and anybody that's coming on, say hi and let us know where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, let us know too. And again, this is Susie Rosinski and owner of Chi. What is your business?
So Western New York qigong, and
Yes.
I partnered with a friend, Carol Ruth, with the Awaken Boutique in the McKinley Mall. So we have a crystal shop because um, I did not know that the Chinese medicine community, the ancients, the old time doctors, had developed one of the largest compendiums of crystal healing. So gemstone, stone medicine is what we call it. So uh, when you think back, what did they use in the beginning? They didn't have steel needles, right? They had stone, so they used stones. And so I'm, with Grandmaster Zhang, developing uh, treatment protocols, and we just did a class with him last weekend at the mall. It was really fabulous. Had a lot of fun.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that one. That's
Yeah.
exciting. That's awesome. Well, so for anybody who doesn't know, okay, and I know most people love Qigong and know what it is. What is Qigong? What does that mean?
Well, okay, so chi, energy, Kong, Gong is actually a Gung would be more the correct pronunciation. Gong. It means to cultivate, and when we look at cultivation, from an ancient perspective, what would that mean? It would be to farm, to work your chi, work
Right.
your chi, and this was the basis for the development of the meridian system, the movements. The ancient, the priests, the hermits, the doctors, and the military all worked together to create movements to heal. And in that same process, they figured out the meridians and the acupoints. So um, it is the foundation for acupuncture, acupressure. It's the
Ah,
foundation for the martial arts also. It's the
okay.
foundation for feng shui. So if you look at it from that standpoint, what Qi Gong is internal feng shui. You are moving energy internally so that you don't become stagnant, so things don't get rusty, right?
Yeah.
So movement keeps the everything flowing. So that is what most people are familiar with are the movements, but most people aren't aware. Right now we have in the last, I'd say, 10 years, there's been an explosion of growth of Qigong. You can't
Mhm.
go anywhere without seeing
I
Qigong.
feel that too. Yeah, I see that too.
You know, little snippets of videos of people moving. Okay, this is going to do this. This is going to do that. There's another component where so originally we were called medical qigong. We've now changed it to clinical qigong, because everybody said, oh, our qigong is medical. Well, yes it is. Yes it is. But the real meaning of medical or clinical qigong is now somebody who has done a lot of cultivation and a lot of training can emit qi or remove qi, purge qi off of you. So this is the healing where someone comes to me and says, I've got, XYZ going on.
Yeah.
And I will do maybe one or two treatments and then devise a couple movements for them, so that they can sort of start getting better themselves. So it's a longer course than say Reiki, because
Right.
Reiki is just transmitting energy. Fabulous. I cannot tell you. The more I do this, the more I realize how brilliant Mikao Usui was.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
started. Let me go back for 1 second because before I forget this. So when you say qigong is cultivate qi, does that mean that you're like almost because it's qi is energy,
yeah.
and so you're cultivating energy and bringing it into the body? Is that what?
Yes, yes. You're bringing more qi in. So we have yin qi, which is that of the earth, and we have yang qi, which is that of the heavens.
Okay.
So we want to have a balance between the two. Now, so now we're going to go into a little bit of an idea of what you're going to see in this upcoming course. So yin organs are your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidney, and your spleen. And pericardium is, even though it's a function, it's considered part of the organs because it's 12 major organs, 12 lines of energy, 12 meridians.
That's so meridians are energy
Yes,
that goes right through your body, right? I remember learning that.
pathways. Okay, so the acupuncturist is going to come and work on a point. Well, okay, so those points are like chapters in a book. So they know what point to do because they literally have told themselves stories, poems, songs. So they knew what point did what so that they could remember, because remember, they didn't have books back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Computers. So they had to memorize where it was and what it did and when to use it. So this is how the medicine developed. Um, where was I? So the yin organs like to hold. Okay,
Okay.
that Earth's job is to hold on to things. That's not always the best idea, right?
Right.
So the yang organs
You
are
could
that
be
of it,
holding you could be holding on to something that
holding.
isn't good for you, right? Or good
Yeah,
for your energy. Okay, good, good, good. Go
right,
ahead.
right. So the yang organs transport. So this is large intestine, small intestine, stomach, gallbladder, bladder, and we call it Sanjiao, triple warmer, triple burner. This is metabolism is the best thing that I could say in Western medicine. Metabolism, endocrine system. Okay, that would be your Western looking at explanation for that system
Okay.
in Chinese medicine or East Asian medicine. Because it's not just the Chinese that use this. The Tibetans use it, Korea, Japan, Vietnam, they all use the system.
Wow.
Light variations, but it's pretty much stayed all across the board doing the same work.
Right.
Understanding. So the yin likes to hold on to content. That's not always the best thing for us. So uh, if there's not enough yang energy to move something out, and sometimes you can be yin deficient, you're running things out too much. So now you've got to build that ability to hold. So, which way do you go?
Right. Right.
And so it's a little bit more complex than say Reiki. Not a lot, but you start to understand. And what I find fascinating is when I started off with Reiki, I sensed things, and I'm sure everyone does. You sense things, but you're not quite really sure what it is you're sensing, and colors and all that. The
Yeah.
temperatures, the colors. The medical Qigong gives you a template, an explanation, what it is you're seeing,
Ah.
what it is you're feeling. So now you have a little bit more tools in the box.
Right.
And
It
that's the other thing is that we teach real skill sets. Um, I have, it's called One Finger Zen, and it's a meditation to develop your sensitivity and your ability to emit chi. And so we practice that on ourselves, and then we practice feeling.
right.
So we know the auric field. So we call that Wei Qi
Right. Right.
energy fields.
So it's almost when you're talking about the yin and the yang and the earth and getting the energy from the earth and from above, really what it is you kind of want to have it, you need it balanced,
You
right?
need it balanced.
Because if you're taking in too much or you're giving out too much, then you're going to be like this.
Yes.
So Qigong or like say a session with you. So tell me about that. What a session with you be like?
Well, we flat palm scan the body, looking for the areas. I do pulse reading, but my pulse reading is different from, say, an acupuncturist's pulse reading. Um, but it gives me a good idea of what's really going on internally.
Yeah.
So, tell is it too much yin, too much yang? uh, how's the metabolism, how's digestion, white blood cell, red blood cell count. I can tell that.
Can you tell that? Is it like an energy healing and you can feel it somehow
Yeah,
or it comes to you intuitively?
as you get more and more sensitive, yes, you will be able to feel that. Um, and that's one of the things that I teach is how to get into those levels.
Yeah.
So, you've got your energy, external energy field, but you can still be not touching somebody and feel the blood, feel the bone, feel the
Yeah.
bone marrow, feel the lymph. You can feel all that. It just you need somebody to tell you what does that feel like, and can you need that be in the meditative enough of a meditative state to feel it. So
Yeah.
that's stuff that I teach.
Yeah, so the course you have coming up, Introduction to Qi Gong Energy Healing, which actually is at Fellowships of the Spirit, Saturday, June 1st from 9:30 to 4:30, and it's an in-person workshop. And it's important, right, that people learn it in person.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why, because uh, uh, as the day goes on, we start doing interactive exercises with each other and nature as well. So, um, as I said, each of the organs have a color resonance. Well, how are you going to know what that color feels like? So I use nature. I use flowers. So um, we'll go through looking at certain flowers and feeling that. That is, I think, the most challenging part for students that I have. And I was like, look, this is an ongoing thing. Every week I go through, Wegmans or wherever I am, and I'm like, okay, how does that feel? What is that? Recalibrating the palm to make sure
Yeah.
I know what that color feels like. So
So you
that
mean you take like nature or flowers,
you
and
take,
it's because each color has a different frequency, so
yeah,
you're kind of learning. Well, that's a great thing because you're learning that from nature
y-
that wants to teach us, right? And
yes, it's live. It's um, versus trying color paper, color cloth, colored water. I mean, I was like, I'm not getting anything. So I had to design my course for myself to feel this, to figure this out. When I was going down to Pittsburgh, I was training with Ted Civic, who is he's now the former head of the certification committee. So he was running a course on teaching medical qigong. Well, I needed to figure out a little bit more than what I had with Master Zhang, so it kind of gave me um, the ability to explain it to Western. I
right.
understood it from the energetics. I understood it, but I didn't have the verbiage to explain it to the average person. So that was
Yeah.
extremely helpful.
Yeah, because that's not the way we're used to thinking of it. So they understand it. You're right, and you have to think about almost like like how do I interpret this
Uh,
to teach it
how
in a
do
way
we
that people are gonna understand, right?
Yes. Yeah. 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 Exactly. Exactly. And you know, especially when you're working with animals, it's very similar. I do very much the same protocol, but there are some differences in that. Sometimes I think it's easier to work on the animal than it is the person, but
Yeah.
that's it's
'Cause
all
well, because you know why? Because the animal I remember you taught animal healing at Santosha, remember? Yeah, and I remember, like, the dogs just kinda they don't say, "How am I supposed to feel? Is this right or is this whatever?" They just kinda go with it and they feel it, right?
yeah, yeah. They, dogs will come in to because I do a lot of work on 'em in my house, and they'll come in, and especially if they've been, like second time, they'll come in and they lay right down. They're like, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yeah,
This is good."
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I remember my dogs would come in and you'd do healing. Remember Ace, and you would do healing on him, and then he'd run away, and you'd say, "Okay, that's all he can take." And then he would come back and he'd go get a little bit more, but you could tell the difference.
Yep. Had a cat this week. I was just start finishing up, and I was like, "I think we're close to the end." And the cat put herself into her carrier, and I was like, well, there we are. Yeah, that
Yeah.
she said, that's I'm done. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah. That was enough. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, so I got to ask you this, like, so in Qigong, and then I want you to give like a whole overview on the class. But so in Qigong, so so this class you're teaching how to use Qigong to do energy healing, which I think is amazing. But aren't there also like there's Qigong movements that are good for us? Like, are there certain movements we can do to
Yes.
cultivate Qi through our bodies? There are. Okay, talk about that. I love hearing about that.
So so the class that I'm teaching at the fellowships, this is like what I would teach people who are deciding to do a longer course. So this is like I call it Qigong by fire hose. So this is what they would get the first weekend. So we've put it down into 1 day. So it's a little bit more um, content in that
Uh-huh.
this is what you're going to get. So it's the foundation. It really is. So we're going to go through two different forms. One is medical qigong or qigong for organ cleansing and strengthening, organ
Okay.
detox strengthening. And the nice thing is that one, the person that I certified under has that on YouTube. So I'll be able to tell people this is the one that you're going to look at to do. So you'll have a memory, a visual of how to do it. It's a real short, 5 minutes, easy. What I do is I add color, the emotions of each organs. So we have what I would call the acquired emotions of the organs and the inherent virtues. So the virtues are what we come in with. This is what your eternal nature is. This is who you really are. So
Mhm.
we'll go through that, the colors, and each organ has a sound. So
Ah,
we'll get that. And I do have handouts for everyone. Um, so that's one of the movement based forms for this because it's kind of well, I start off with theory and then we do the form. So now you understand it's like, okay, this is goes here. This is what you're doing. This is how this organ. And again, we're tracing the energetic field of the organs in this form. So this is why I love this form for this type of work, for teaching this type of class, because now you're in the energetics. Now you know where that organ's pathway is,
yeah,
the field, and they feel different. So we'll talk
yeah,
about that as we go through.
yeah.
Um,
I love
so
that.
So that's the first form. We have the one finger Zen, which I had talked about, and
I love
um,
that. I love that. Yeah.
that brings us into the meditative state. So they're inner and outer gates, um, and
Is
they're
that a quick, like that's a one finger? So that's like a very
so
fast way to get into that place?
so well. We're using the energetics of acupoints that extend out beyond the body, literally hooking into these points, changing our our mind and body connection. So now you'll be able to emit chi and actually really have a better control over it. So
Okay.
that's a foundational thing to do so that you can quickly get into chi state.
Okay. Okay.
So you can feel it and you can transmit it. You need to be able to do both.
That's a
Then
great thing. I think that's a great tool to probably just for yourself, right? Because you can do that every single day. So really your course is learning how to do Qigong healing on other people, but also on yourself.
But you're getting the tools to start to, if you're going to think about doing this down the line, like this year, I'm not teaching, I'm not starting a new group of students for the people, Qigong, medical Qigong for people. I'm planning on doing animals. I just put it up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not taking a lot of people, and I'm kind of tightening up things a little bit. I want to, I made promises that I would do this year, so I'm focusing on that aspect for my
Yeah,
students.
and
Letting
perfecting it. And when you think about it, like I think the world right now and all of us with the way things have been in the last few years, we need healing, right?
we,
So learning Qigong healing to do it
yeah,
on others and yourself, I think is one of the best things
it's
that you can be doing for your world, but that we can be doing for ourselves.
yes. And then again, so once you understand a few things, you'll have the papers to refer back to that'll
Yeah,
help you, you know, making, decisions and what have you of how things go. So, um, the last form we're going to do is we call it Fire Dragon, and that's really cultivating a lot of energy and being able to transmit it and again bring it into yourself. So it's a energy exchange between people with each other. It's a lot of fun. That's a
so
lot
it's
of
hands on,
again.
like you're not they're going to get to do all this stuff, which is
We're going to
pretty
get to
fun
do
too.
all of this,
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
this, and then, like I said, we'll feel the energy fields, and then we'll see about the colors. The different colors of the organs, and feeling the like I said, looking at flowers, feeling the flowers, seeing if you can transmit that color to somebody else and that they can identify it. That's always
yeah.
the but again, it's one of those things where you're not going to get it the first time, but if you work at it a lot, you will.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah. Yeah, because it isn't everything. Everything's about practice, right?
Yep, practice.
Oh, here we
Practice.
oh, Kate, I actually got some people on here. Kate Luscombe. Hi, Kate. Thanks for sharing this with us. I'm looking forward to the in-person class. Yeah, we are too. We are too. Yeah. So all right, go yeah, so all right, so let's go. Let's talk about this just quick, like bullet point. So okay, so introduction to Qigong energy healing with Susi Rosinski at Fellowships of the Spirit. June 1st. And it's I think it's 10 to 4:30, right? Let me see.
Yeah, 9:30 to
Yeah.
4:30, something like
Yeah,
that.
9:30. Yes. Yep, that's absolutely it. So it's exciting. So if I just asked you so why should people take this course?
But if you're already doing energy healing and you have experience certain things, but you're not really sure what it is you're experiencing. So I'm going to say, colors, sensations, and you want a little bit more than what the is usually out there in this. And so, this is the nice thing is that it's very concise. Um, I've put together this program. I've taught, let me see, 4 groups now. So taught it a number of times. So it's down pretty pat. I know what I'm doing.
Well,
uh,
and you studied too, like when you talk about
yeah,
Grandmaster Zahn, you studied with him. You've studied with him for a long time and brought him here, and right?
14. I've trained with him for 14 years. He and I are developing, like I said, the courses on Qigong and energy healing with crystals.
Mhm.
So that I think he's starting to write a book on that. So that's coming
Oh,
out. Um,
yeah.
I have book with Professor Donna Kessler Phillips from Niagara University on mindful movement for children, which is Qi Gong. Um,
Yeah.
that so yeah, Qigong is it's much more prevalent now. People are seeing it all the time. They sort of know what it is, but it's a lot broader than what you think it is. So it's always good to get more education, right? This is the year to invest in yourself in education.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too. Jennifer Hudson, hi Jennifer, said, "Oh my God," and with crystals, like exciting. That's pretty exciting. It really,
Yeah,
really is.
yeah,
So
yeah.
can you give us, okay, to all of us listening today, is there like a movement or a qigong? I don't know if it's a meditation or a movement or a breathing technique or something that we should do every day that's going to be help us and be good for us. Is there an easy one you could share or a couple?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, rubbing your hands together and getting them really warm. So,
Ooh,
again, in Eastern medicine, everything is connected to each other. So, your hands, we know reflexology. So, you really want to get the pinkies and the thumbs so that you're really together, right? And then
yeah.
taking the longest finger and coming along the bridge of the nose. Now, I'm sniffing inward. And so you're coming along the bridge of the nose, right up to the eyes, right up to the hairline, and then smooth out. So you've
You're kind
now,
of going all over your whole face, or you're
yes,
staying with it? Oh,
you're,
wow.
you're, 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 so this is clearing many of the sensory orifices. So eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin, sensory orifices. They're all connected to the major organs. So we have just sent good energy. You warmed your hands up,
Yeah.
cleared cleared the bridge of the nose. This is going to, if we think of reflexology is not just hands and feet. It's everywhere on your body. It's-
Yeah.
so they can access any place on the body to put good energy into the body. So
So you're
doing,
touching, like, different parts of your face, you mean, and it's
yep,
going to different organs or different parts, and you can feel it because actually I wanna keep doing that
yeah,
because I felt
yeah,
like my hands got warm and tingly, and then when
yeah.
I touched my face or the bridge of my nose, I could feel that it was like I was giving myself a healing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. That's exactly. So that's a perfect way to start or and end the day because you're clearing off the old, bringing in the fresh. So um, we actually do that after each qigong. We do this because you connect back the body. The mind sees the face, the hands, and the feet, and not so much the rest of the body. So
Mhm.
doing this connects us back when you're in a chi state, it connects us back to ourselves, connects us back to our body, connects us back to the five sensory orifices. So sending good energy to the organs. That's all it is.
Yeah, it almost sounds like like you're sending good energy to the organs, putting yourself back in balance, and maybe even
Yeah.
getting grounded. Because I
Yeah.
sort of I feel a little bit more grounded. Like that feels like some days I'm so busy, I'm all over the place. If I did that, would that help me?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. After each reading, yeah, you should definitely clear yourself. Yeah.
And so that's kind of working as a clearing myself too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Recenter.
Anybody asking our viewers, did anybody try this with us? I want to hear what you thought, because I thought it was pretty amazing. Just a simple thing. And that took what, 30 seconds that you were doing this? Yeah. And I can still feel it, like as I'm doing this with my hands, I can feel the energy in my arms.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You can feel your
Yeah.
feet better too.
Yeah.
Doing
Yeah.
doing the
Oh,
hands.
Kate said wonderful. You did it too. I figured somebody else had to be doing this with us. I wanted to hear what you thought. So this is the kind of thing. So in the class, they're going to learn like things
All of
like
it.
this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All of
That's
this.
very,
More.
yeah. Very, very, very exciting, Susie.
Bring a notebook.
Bring
Because
a
you'll
notebook. Yeah, but she's also going to have lots of handouts, which I feel that's nice too.
yeah, yeah. So you'll have handouts to explain most of what we're doing and
Mhm.
talking about.
Yeah,
So
and bullet
make this,
points like yin yang organs and their functions beyond allopathic medicine. Did I say that right?
yes, you did.
I
Yes, you
did.
did.
Okay. Okay. You never know.
So
It's bad. It's
so
bad to be. Go ahead. Yeah. Talk about that.
yeah, so in allopathic medicine, you see the gallbladder is doing just one thing and the liver doing just one thing, but it has deeper connections. So the liver is the connection to the eyes, but the liver also controls tendons and ligaments. So
Mm.
kidneys, they just look at it as, oh, kidney function. Well, kidneys, there's a heart lung balance between the kidneys and the heart and the lungs. There's a balance there. There are deeper internal circuits that acupuncture cannot affect, but medical Qigong can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this
Pretty
is the
amazing.
um and kidneys control bones. Kidney is your ancestral energy. So what you come in with from your parents, grandparents, on great grandparents, and on down the line. Um, Reproductive. It also controls reproduction. Also controls the brain. So spine, bones,
Wow.
brain, reproductive organs. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a
Yeah, it
lot.
is. So it is. So you need to kind of have those balanced, or have the right yin yang energy with your kidneys, and that's
Yeah,
going to help all those other things. That's
yeah.
important. It's
It's
important
very
stuff.
very important. Very important things. And it's simple stuff. This is the nice part about it is this is simple. It's not complex.
Hmm.
Um, and you can make significant changes. So there are acupoints, and acupoints are very close to the skin. So as you're doing movements, you're opening and closing those acupoints. So a lot of the big acupoints are it's forbidden to do needling. It's forbidden to do moxa, which is a herb that they heat up and burn. Not allowed to do that, or cupping. What are you left with?
Oh,
What are you left with? All you can do is the movements, right?
right,
To
right, right, right.
these points have direct effect on the blood. What's in your blood? Well, number one, where does blood go? Goes everywhere, right? Goes
Yeah,
everywhere in your body.
yeah.
Well, what's in your blood? Everything. Everything you eat, everything you drink, everything you touch, wear,
Hmm.
everything you think about, your memories, your emotions.
Hmm.
So if we don't clear these points daily, then we
We're
can't.
walking around with all that.
Yeah, right. So
It almost feels like you're walking away with like sludgy energy, if you would that be a good word? Like I'm walking around, I need to get rid of this so that I can
yeah,
feel renewed
yeah,
and feel again and get my energy back. Because
Yeah,
maybe sometimes we're walking around tired and we think it's because we stayed up late. It could be because of that, but it could
yeah,
also be because we're carrying around energies
yeah.
that we don't need to be carrying, right?
Right, right. So these acupoints, I teach what we call the grounding and purgation. So you learn how to throw that old energy off and then bring fresh energy in so that
Yeah.
the system can work properly.
Yeah. I love this. I love this. So let me see. Okay, so corporeal soul and and etherical soul. I probably said that corporeal wrong, right?
So, yep, yep, you're
Okay,
close. So,
I'm pretty close. Okay. Okay,
so
so that's another thing.
that's your physical soul. So your physical soul resides in the lungs. It's called
Wow.
PO. Your etherical soul resides in the liver. Now, what does the liver do? So the spleen produces blood, the liver stores the blood, and the liver is also responsible for the smooth flow of energy. So we
Ah,
say if you wake up in the middle of the night between 1 and 3 or 11 and 3, this is the liver having to push out stuff. It's got to smooth things out again because the lungs, the heart, and the spleen and the kidneys aren't sleeping properly. So
wow.
that so so you didn't clear before you went to bed.
Yeah. And you know what? It's important because our organs work hard, right? To take care of our body and get us through so we can do the things that we want to do. So it's important to do that energy clearing or giving energy or giving support to our bodies and our organs.
Right, 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 right. If we're not taking care of ourselves properly, this is going to be a problem.
So so you're going to teach that. I mean, that makes me want to take the class just right there. Is I'm going to be able to clear my energy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get better rest. My organs are going to get better rest, and I'm going to wake up in the morning and feel better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's just with Qigong. And I have to say with Qigong, because I learned it years ago at fellowships, we had a Qigong school for a while, and I took it and I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Like I was doing a real good thing for myself, but then we're all up and doing the movements, like doing different movements. And it made me feel like I was playing sort of, and yet and so I was, but I was doing something good for me by bringing that chi into my body with those fun movements.
Right, right, right. And it should be happy. Happy
Yeah,
energy.
everything should be, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. So again, so we have June 1st, 9:30 to 4:30. Introduction to Qigong energy. I can't pull the graphic up, you guys, because my computer is full. I have to empty it out. I tried to download the graphic and it wouldn't let me do it. But I'll put the information about class in comments, and of course this will be posted too. And I'll put information about how to register if you're interested as well. So yeah. I'm
Yeah,
excited that you're coming to teach, Susie.
don't miss.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a don't miss class.
Don't miss
Not that
this class.
people come, you know, uh, I've had a couple people come to a bunch of different classes that I've taught. They've like, "Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming. You're teaching. I'm coming."
Yeah, yeah. You're
So,
a good teacher. Yeah, I've seen Susie teach too, and you're an excellent teacher. And you make it fun. I feel like that's important. Like you're learning important things, and at the same time you're having fun. I always feel that when I teach mediumship, as I feel like it's important to make it fun
yeah, yeah, yes, it is.
and do
It's always a good thing to enjoy yourself.
mhm,
Then you'll
mhm.
remember it better.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I
And
agree.
I am bringing one of my senior students. She is in the PhD program, Marcia. So,
Yeah.
you know, if we get a lot of people, it's nice to have that second person that knows knows the routine,
Yeah,
so to
for
speak.
sure.
So
And then people are
nice to have.
they're getting hands-on experience from you and from her, right?
Yeah,
As they're
and it's like
learning.
second voice sometimes, because you have a question and I might explain it, and we last year we had a situation where somebody just didn't quite understand it, and she had to, explain again in a
Yeah.
different voice,
Yeah.
a different way of
Yeah.
explaining.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
that
thing. You have everything
it's
covered.
it's good to have that extra person that has done this. She knows where we're going. She's done this. She's traveled this highway with me. She's helped
Yeah.
me to two different groups now, so it's fabulous to have that person in the room that already knows where you're going.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Excellent. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see you. And I feel like I'm seeing you here, but it'll be nice to see you on Zoom. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming on and letting me talk to you too. I appreciate it
Oh,
very, very much.
fabulous.
Yeah,
I think great way for people to meet me and see if this is something that they're interested in, a little more information, a little more depth of content of what we're going to be doing and why. Why
yeah,
is it?
for sure. No, I feel the same way. I'm very happy we got to do this. And thank you everybody for coming on too. We appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see all of you very soon. Happy Mother's Day again, everybody. I see a few people writing
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day, so thank you. Yeah, thank you, and same to you too. So, thank you. Thank you, Susie. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.